Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to the process video. And today I'm working on a layout for Peartree Cutfiles. I am a guest designer for the month of September, and so I had picked out this Piece It All Together cut file, and I'm working mostly with Teen Vibe Carson. This particular paper came in a value pack that you could buy from Blvd. It was a boy value pack, and so it came with like a lot of boy-themed papers, which were really cute. And I decided I'm going to use this paper. It's got stars on the front to back the piece and all part of the cut file. So I flipped the cut file over onto the back of what I'm going to back the cut file with. And just in that way I can trace and then not have you see, my pencil lines. I've got a couple epoxy dots from Scrappin Happy Studio, and they're autism related. So my middle son is actually considered high functioning autistic. So I thought that this that the cut file was perfect to document him at school working on a puzzle, and I really wanted to kind of have because of course the symbol for autism is puzzle pieces, usually typically in a heart, or they'll have like a ribbon, and it's typically in blue, yellow, red, and I don't know if green's in it, but I do add green on this. So, and then this particular paper, the white paper, actually had like little phrases stamped on it, and I don't recall what they all said, but it kind of went along with kind of like positive reinforcement, and so I really like that. I'm trying to decide here if I want to back his photograph with some of the star paper or this blue paper. So I had used that star paper as a border, and had just got the center. So and I decided I like this just plain black cardstock behind his picture. So that's what I'll end up mounting this on. And I was trying to decide, do I want to like do a double mount with like the the border paper and with the paper that I had back the cut file with, and I ended up deciding like, no, I don't really like that. I feel like it kind of takes away from the border and from the cut file, so, and from the picture itself. I just felt like it stood out better from the black mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mounted. So his school, he goes to a public school, and the school they're just awesome. He has occupational therapy. He did have speech therapy, although I feel like that's kind of dropped off. But like he's got a teacher helper, and they're just so supportive. They've got like a sensory room he can go to if he's starting to get a little overwhelmed. And so it's been great. He's grown a lot. So I am going ahead and taking the puzzle piece parts of the cut file and just coloring them with different inks. So the red one, the first one I colored, that was a 49 and Market color that is called Strawberry Pie. The second one I colored was Broken China, and that's a Distress Oxide. The yellow one is a 49 and Market, and that is in Daffodil. That blue one is a 49 and Market, so the darker, like the brighter blue one, that's Summer Sky by 49 and Market. And then the green one is also 49 and Market, and that's Green Jean. I decided I wanted to add some coloring on to the page. I just felt like it was going to look a little too plain with white. Plus, because I had cut the cut file out in white, I was trying to kind of get it to stand up off the page. I wasn't really sure what all I wanted to do with the cut file. I still was like kind of making decisions about it, but I really liked the idea of kind of having some shading behind the cut file. So, or, the puzzle pieces. I ended up coloring the whole side of this. I could have probably just done it like shading behind the actual puzzle pieces themselves, but at this point I thought I wanted to just keep the cut file all in white. And so I had colored the page with that intention to try to get it to kind of, pop off from the background. So, because obviously it's all in white and the background paper is white. So And by the end of it, I probably could have just shaded behind the puzzle pieces themselves, but I really like how it turned out. So I'm still kind of like deciding, what do I want to do here? Like, you know, I was at the point of no return, so I kind of had to just go with it. And so I'm just shading them in the exact same colors as the puzzle pieces. So, of course, the red is the Strawberry Pie by 49 Market. The blue is the Distress Oxide and Broken China. This yellow is 49 Market Daffodil. The green is 49 Market Green Jean. And then the blue is, will be 49 Market's Summer Sky. And you can probably hear the one that I'm currently scrapbooking. He's very vocal. He makes a lot of noise. He's a very busy boy. He is what they call high functioning. He's very verbal. He definitely has tics and things that where he stems a little bit, but and then I saw this border paper. It was like a whole sheet from Teen Vibe Carson that's basically like border pieces that you can cut out. And I really like this stripe paper because I felt like it went well with the star border, as well as the, you know, the colors and from the cut file. So I initially thought I was going to back the together part in there because I felt like it was really blending in, and I didn't want to continue the color over onto that side of the paper, because then I'm like, at that point I might as well color the whole paper. And so I decided that I was going to ink up some of these spots. So I go in with 49 Markets Off the Rails, and I'm trying to ink this. I mean, obviously I've put the cut file all together, so I'm trying to like be really careful to not touch any of the other part of the cut file, because I thought initially I was going to leave it in white. So the rest of this in white. And I've gotten the buttons on there. One says Autism Power. One says someone who has autism lights up my world, or something like that. And then I forget what the other one says, but you'll probably see it in the close-ups. So now I'm pulling in ephemera pieces from the Teen Vibe Carson. So these are just die cut pieces. And I try to kind of pull out like school themed, because a lot of it was like gamer or sports or something like that. And I thought this little name tag that says "Hello, I am a stud" was just really cute. So I had to get that worked on there. I like this like little checkered tag, and I thought initially I was going to kind of work it around the cluster on the bottom, and you'll see I end up doing something different with it. So and I like this, be proud of who you are. So yeah, we absolutely love this school. His school's great. They've been so supportive, and he's just grown so much as an individual, and just learning and socialization. Like, he's got little friends, and I mean, he went from not really wanting to socialize with anybody to, you know, socializing, and so it's been great. They've really supported and helped him a lot. I decided to pull this tag down here. I just kind of thought that area was looking a little plain. So at this point, I was like, I don't like how it and together looks. I felt like it looked off. So I went in with alcohol, a black alcohol marker, and had just shaded in the G, and I'm like, hopefully I like it. So, because this is a point of no return. And I was going to initially just do it and together in that ink, and I just decided, you know what, I really feel like it would look best with the whole cut file in black. And so that's what I end up doing. So this is why I'm saying, like, I could have probably just shaded around the puzzle pieces and not that whole side, because I was initially shading that whole side to try to get the white to pop off the page. However, I do like how it looks. I like how it kind of splits up the paper and kind of creates kind of a natural kind of border there, separation between the photograph and the cut file. And so here are a couple close-up shots. I will include a link down below, so if you want to go purchase the cut file, you can, and I appreciate you coming by to watch another process video.